Okay, for the third time. 1 or 2? They're great! No, 1 or 2? They're great? No, Tony, which one is easier to read? 1 or 2? 1 and 2 are great! You know what? Since you want to play games, I got the perfect thing for you, Tony. Okay, hi. I had a few questions about the menu. I'm having a little trouble trying to decide what I want to order. How are the burgers here? They're great. Okay, cool. Well, how are the chicken fingers? They're great. So both are great. Well, I guess we need a tiebreaker. How are the chitlins? They're great. See, chitlins aren't even on the menu. You know what? Just give me some baby back ribs. I mean, are they good? Okay, so now you want to have an opinion. They aren't great? No, they're fantastic. Okay, then give me some of those. Sorry, we just ran out of that. You know what? I knew I should have cooked at home. They're great. They're great. You know what? This isn't great. It's not great at all. I mean, sure, Frosted Flakes is good for a nutritional breakfast, maybe sometimes for breakfast or lunch, but every day, for my whole life, as you can see, I'm a tiger. I need protein. What does a girl gotta do to get a pork chop or a turkey leg? Well, I don't know, an antelope.
Tony, let me remind you that you are contractually obligated to eat Frosted Flakes morning, noon, and night. You wouldn't want to be in breach of your contract, would you?
No, I would not.
Hey, how about we add another zero to your contract amount? Are those numbers okay?
They're not only okay, they're great! Well played, Kellogg's lady. Well played.
Million colors in my battles when I rise to the battle's end. Not picked from my garden through the autumn of fallen night. Forever springtime, I climb so high when
So the next segment we're going to be doing is called You Can Do It, which basically means that we're going to explore the realms of mental health and self-love and telling you that you can do it. Well, not quite, but we're going to explore different habits and unique kind of things that you can include into your everyday routine, or even things that maybe it's not every day, maybe it's just throughout the week, or things you just never would think to try because you just have it. You're not used to people telling you that. It's easy for someone to say, like, stop overthinking or be in the present moment, but it's harder to find the means to the end to that. Yes, some people can switch straight to not overthinking and being in the present moment and all those things that are wonderful, and some of us, like myself, they have to try a little bit harder at it. So self-love isn't something that just kind of happens out of nowhere. It's not like you wake up one day and you're thinking, oh my god, I feel amazing, which, I mean, that does happen. But to have it on a consistent basis where you're able to train yourself when you do feel down, you do feel sad, you feel angry, and kind of honing in to who you are takes some practice. I would say it's kind of like a muscle. You know, you don't just go to the gym one day and you're automatically buffed or toned. You know, you have to keep going and keep exercising and find out what workouts work best for you. As well as when you do consistently work out, you have to up the ante and make it so you do even better and you keep on evolving and you keep on growing. So I would like to think of this segment as just weird or quirky things that you wouldn't think to try to do in your everyday life as an adult or young adult. Well, I guess I'm both of those. Yes. So today I would love to explore coloring. And I know what you're thinking. Well, I don't know what you're thinking. But a lot of people probably look at coloring and think, that's for kids. That's for children. That's for elementary schoolers, kindergartners. No. Let me tell you, it's not. The cool thing about coloring is anyone can do it. And I know you might think, oh my god, coloring, that's such a waste of time. How is that going to help me at all? How is that going to make me better? How is that going to help me stop overthinking about the past 6 years at that one Christmas party? I can let you know. So from my personal experience, which we're going to go into today, coloring helps you focus. So when you are coloring, I don't know if you remember back in the day, but you are intently trying to pick which colors you're going to choose, where the lines are going to go. You're trying not to get out the lines, or if you're, you know, a free thinker and don't care to scribble, you can go outside the lines. But it allows your brain to shift from whatever problems or things that you're thinking about into something else. And I believe that allows you to have a clear mind because you're able to verbatim kind of see your thoughts kind of fly by. And I like to look at thoughts as cars. So you might think one thought or one thing you're thinking is the worst thing in the world, or the situation is the worst thing in the world. Think of your thoughts as cars, like I just said. But you know, you always see cars going back and forth, and like you can focus on one, but another one will always come. And you know, that's just kind of the way of life. They come and they flow. And to practice to try not to just focus on one pretty much thought or car takes some skills. You're allowed to feel what you're feeling, don't get me wrong, but don't let that overwhelm you. And that's why I believe coloring is a good tactic to even include, whether it's just for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 2 minutes, to just start your day if you don't like meditating, or in your day, or maybe you take a break in the middle of the day and you say like, okay, I'm gonna try doing this. And again, all these tactics aren't for everybody, but I encourage you to try at least and see how you feel about it. You never know, you can create some cool art, and it just can be a cool hobby that you include that just brings you joy. You don't expect anything out of it except for your sanity. Hey everyone, so welcome back to Top 5 Anime Edition. And instead of talking about people who we love, people who we want to date, we are going to talk about people we can't stand. So I don't know about you, but hate watching is a real thing. We're not hate watching anime, but we do hate watch characters. Characters you can't, their personality is obscure in a weird way where it itches against your own personality, someone who is just annoying, someone who ruins all the plans when the hero is trying to get something done, someone who just is just evil, but not evil in a way where it's kind of intriguing and interesting, but evil in the sense of, oh, they're just evil and I do not like them. They don't have any good qualities or traits. They're just sinister and weird, and I just can't stand them. So we are going to talk about my personal top 5 people who just grind my gears. And the first one being Mom from The Promised Neverland. Now, The Promised Neverland is a show about orphans who live in this orphanage home, and at some point in time they're sent out to their families, but the weird part about it is the kids at the orphanage never see those kids that left the orphanage to go to their homes ever again. So it's safe to assume, well, we do assume, no, it's known that The kids never really see the outside world besides the immediate house. But we find out in the first episode that when they leave the orphanage, they're actually being sold to demons to eat. So the kids are demon food pretty much, and what they're on is not an orphanage, it's a farm. And the mom that they think is their orphanage mother is really like the shepherd. She's the one that's kind of she's the one doing the deals within the demons to pretty much save herself so she won't be eaten. Her name is Isabella, and at the beginning what made me not like her was the fact that she is so charming and sweet at the beginning of the show. The kids love her, they're obsessed with her, they think she's caring, charismatic, they think she's loving, and she just really has all the traits of what a real mother would be. But quickly we find out that all that is pretty much fake, so it makes her demeanor become a lot more sinister. Her smiles start looking creepy. You notice that she's always watching the kids no matter what. She always knows where they are, and it's not because, you know, she loves them. It's because this is her means to stay alive. She's just feeding these 8-year-olds, these 10-year-olds to these demons. Mom, Isabella, pretty much thinks this is the best route for the children to take, and that, you know, living in this oblivious state is the best life she could provide for them, while also trying to save her skin at the same time. As far as a mother, I'm definitely gonna give her just 1 star. Number 2 is Misa from Death Note. So Death Note pretty much is an anime where a guy gets a journal, and if he writes someone's name on the journal, they die of natural causes. This allows him to get like this god complex and feel like he's the vigilante of proving who's right or who's wrong, or deciding who's right or who's wrong, who deserves to die, who deserves to stay alive. One girl, Misa, becomes attracted to him. She's obsessed with him. She loves him. I don't think it's actual love. I think it's just straight obsession, which causes for a very, very unhealthy dynamic in the first place. But Misa, she's always kind of ruining plans. She's always in his face. She's always whining. She's just like that annoying girl or guy you can't get rid of, that annoying friend that is always there no matter how many times you verbatim tell them you don't want them around, or you don't like them, or you don't think you're compatible. The guy is cold to her. He doesn't show any types of affection, and if he does, it's more so just to manipulate her and for his own selfish gain. So girl, you need to love yourself more and find someone better, Misa. And speaking of Misa and the topic of annoying people, you know from Future Diary. If you don't know, Future Diary is what got me into anime in the first place, like really, really into it, where I couldn't stop watching nonstop. And Yuno is similar to that of Misa. She's also annoying, and she has an obsession and crush on this one guy. No matter how many times he shows her that he doesn't like her, he doesn't want her, how he just kind of mistreats her in a way that if someone likes you, they're not gonna be ditching you or trying to get rid of you or lying to you. But she doesn't care, because in her mind, in the future, she just wants to be with him, and she will do whatever it takes. And that means killing someone, hurting someone, killing, I'm not gonna ruin it and give a spoiler, but killing some people that you're personally gonna find a little strange and creepy. She always has these like crazy eyes, and you can see in her face that no matter what people say, it doesn't get through to her. It's just like a clear wall. Whatever fantasy is going on in her head, that is the only reality she is going to play out. And that's why she has made the list. So the next person I want to say is Dio Brando. And I say this because you love him at the same time as hating him. So he's like the perfect embodiment of this category. So Dio Brando is the main anti-hero in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Again, all the Joestars in that family are trying to fight this one guy. And Dio is so flamboyant and over the top and grandiose and just like ha 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 ha, and kind of fabulous at the same time, but also overbearing, overconfident, looks at people as though they're lesser than of him. And that might be partially because of how his family was. His dad was kind of a creep and a horrible person. And maybe he wants revenge, or he doesn't want to live a life like that, but he definitely thinks he's better than everybody. And you just love to hate him because you don't want him to win, but you also want to see what tricks he has up his sleeve, because he has such cool powers. He can actually stop time. So you want to see what he does when he stops the time, because how are you going to fight someone who can literally pause time? Find out and watch the anime. But he's a character that I don't necessarily hate verbatim, as far as like, oh my god, he's the worst person ever. He's someone I love to hate because I actually do enjoy his personality as well. And last but not least, we are going to say Mineta from My Hero Academia. So if you don't know My Hero Academia, you should. It's pretty much a world, or an anime that has a world where superheroes is actually a job title, and you can become a superhero, but most of the superheroes have a power. So the power in the anime series is called a quirk, and his quirk has all these little balls on his head that are very sticky, and he can extract them from his being and throw them at people and kind of get them stuck, or like I don't really understand the purpose of his power, honestly, but the reason that makes him make this list is because he's kind of a wimp, he's selfish, he's kind of a pervert, he's obsessed with girls, and I know he's in high school and like, I guess, but no, he is over the top. He never really focuses on his hero work. He always focuses on the other girls in his class, what they look like, peeping through locker holes. He's that one guy, you know. Ugh. And when it comes to actual fighting, he's never really like on it. He's always just scared. And don't apply to become a hero if you're going to be scared. Apply to be I don't know, a computer analyst, because I feel like if you're afraid of danger, don't put yourself in dangerous situations, which he does. So I don't understand him. So that is why he makes this list. On a more positive note, we're going to talk about our favorite moments in anime. One moment that makes this list is Vegeta's Pride. So his My Pride monologue was one of the coolest and I've ever seen in efforts to suppress Kakarot. I just felt like it was a really cool moment to see him kind of succumb to the dark side, and that's what made this moment, I feel like, very special. Number 2, Gon's range. So in Hunter x Hunter, Gon is one of the main characters, and he is just this joyful spirit. He's always laughing, he's always smiling. He doesn't really have like a mean bone in his body, so to see him embody his power in a sense of rage was kind of crazy to see, because throughout most of the series you don't see him ever get mad. Even when fighting bad guys, he just wants to win, he wants to do the right thing. So him honing in onto his rage and using that power just was a pivotal moment in the anime, because you've seen all these positive sides to Gon. Not saying this isn't positive, but positive meaning like happy, go lucky, woo, yeah, I'm so fun. No, he's not doing those things, but he definitely has that kind of spirit. So to see him hone in on a different side of his personality was a really good involvement of the character, I'd say. Whew. Another pivotal moment that we need to talk about is the one that I didn't want to spoil earlier, but it's about Yuno from Future Diary. I'm just gonna point blank say it because you would probably be shocked. I don't need to explain it too much, but in order to reach her goal in the anime, she kills herself and her past self. So there's two like timelines, you know, different dimensions, all that jazz. So there's 2 timelines, and she is in one timeline and goes back and kills herself in order for this current version of her to reach that goal of which she wants to make. And I don't know if that's not crazy to you, but to go back and kill myself, I don't even know if I would have the guts, even if it is for the greater good, worse good, I don't know. Even if I'm determined, I don't think I could look myself in the eye and just stab myself. So that's freaking crazy. Next moment is from an anime movie called No Name. No Name is such a powerful film. It's so tear-jerking. I would really highly suggest you watch it. But there's a comment in No Name that pretty much devours the entire city. And what makes this so crazy is no one really expected the comet to hit. No one expected their whole community to be massacred. So it was a shocking moment for both the people in the anime and myself included watching the film. And last but not least is one from Attack on Titan. Attack on Titan is an anime where these giants called Titans pretty much destroy and take over the city, not in the sense of like world domination, but you know, they're giants. They're just stomping around, eating things, destroying things. They don't care for the humans. But one of the main characters, Eren, in the midst of all this chaos happening at the beginning and them realizing that the Titans are coming and you know they need to go to safety, he witnesses his mom being eaten by a Titan. And I don't think I have to explain to you how traumatic that experience has to be when you're trying to go towards safety. You think you're gonna make it. No matter what, you never really think you're gonna die. You never think things are gonna happen to your loved ones. So to see it happen in front of your face by a Titan eating your mom, that's just one of the craziest things that I think could happen. Like not being squished, not a building falling, not even someone robbing her. No, she got eaten. What kind of brutal death is that? And it's your mother, the person who cared for you, so you want to make sure she's safe? I'm getting all types of revenge on that Titan.
I don't think I ever came across your mind. I was just to see, I was startling. You ain't have no water or no shine for me. The end time you'll see.